Dear learners, today we will talk about the research matrix of scholarly publications. As you know, as you all know, that it is a nature of human being that they always satisfy with the measurement, whether it may be cup of tea or a glass of milk. He measures out how much cup he has taken or milk. It is his tendency to measure or scale the things and become satisfied. Same thing also happens with the scholarly publications and journals where they want to publish their articles. So, dear students, today we will talk about the measuring impact of scholarly publications, emerging tools and techniques. So, let's start. So in the scholarly publications, we also measure the impact of articles or journals. If we classify broadly, we classify the research matrix. We can classify in three parts. First is journal matrix. This is the and second is author matrix, and third is article matrix. You can say journal matrix is macro matrix, and the author and the article matrix as the micro matrix. If we go one decade back or two decade backs, then the scholars or researchers, when they start to write the article or publish to send the art, his or their articles for the publication in the journals, then they consider, at that time they considered about the ISSN number, International Standard Serial Number. Is the journal having the ISSN number or not? The journal, particular journal, having the peer reviewed journal or not? Or it is indexed by some database like Science Citation Index, SCI? So if these conditions satisfied in that time, one or two decades back, that means the journal is the good quality journal. And in the author matrix, in the case of our author matrix, it is measured with the number of publications, how many publications of the particular author having, and how much number of citations getting its articles or publications. So for author matrix, the quality and quantity is the important. For quantity, it is the number of publications, but for quality, it is number of citations. Because if you get the citation only if you have a quality, and other scholars or researchers will cite your research or your articles in their publications. Third is the article matrix. Article matrix depend on the number of citations, which I have discussed earlier. The number of citations is the quality of your paper or article. Now, why need the journal matrix? The point is, why need the journal matrix? To assess the relative suitability of journals, we want to check the suitability of journal, or we want to scope our journal to for publication in the research domain, to rank the journal on merit. We want to also rank the journal on different merits like impact, like speed, like reach. Impacts mean we want to see the impact of the journal. How many impact factor of that particular journal having. If it is having the more impact factor, then it means it is a quality journal. It is a quality journal. Second is speed. If we want to send the article, then we consider the speed also. When the editorial board or publisher will reply regarding your first publication or your article. So sometimes we want to publish in the very short time, or sometimes we will take the publishers may take time 6 months or 7 months or the year when they reply that your article has accepted or not acceptable. So it is speed. Another one is a reach. If you want to reach your researchers or public in your research domain, so sometimes if you want to reach our particular domain researchers, while the journal having not the much more impact or the high speed, so sometimes we want to also consider the reach. So these three merits are important. So to rank the journal on merit, we consider the journal metrics are required. To have the benchmark of competitiveness, we want to also say benchmark all of the competitiveness of the journals. To attract more and more potential authors and relevant research work, we want to see the potential authors having the much more H index or having the good citations or number of publications. So we want to also see the potential authors and their relevant research work. And last is not least, to save the time in targeting the most suitable journal by the authors. So we also target the most suitable journal when we want to publish publish our article or research articles. So if research matrix in the present scenario we see, then we can classify the journal matrix in two parts. It is the international level or the national level. It is in the present scenario nowadays, or you can see in this present era. So in the international and the national level, we can classify our journal matrix. Now come to the international level. If we see, you can see here, this is Web of Science and the Scopus. Web of Science and Scopus are the renowned multidisciplinary databases. And Web of Science, or you can say the Clarivate Analytics, publish the Journal Impact Factor report yearly. And nowadays you have to subscribe the Journal Impact Factor report. Even you have subscription of the Web of Science. So Journal Impact Factor, you can check the Journal Impact Factor from the Journal Impact Factor list, which is published by the Clarivate Analytics. So if the journals having having good impact factor, then you can consider it is a journals having the good quality. And if it is a good quality, then it means the articles are having the also good quality and more citations. Another, Web of Science also publish immediacy index and the e-gene factor. So but important is the journal impact factor. We usually see it how much impact factor is of the particular journal. So it is very old and very considerable. Yes, in the case of Scopus is a product of Elsevier, and Scopus is also a multidisciplinary database. and it covers more journals than Web of Science. It also consider the books, also consider the conference proceedings, etc. So Scopus is a big database than the Web of Science, and it gives some other metrics than general impact factor. It is a site score. Now site score is the emerging matrix, and it is same as the general impact factor of the Web of Science. Difference is it consider general impact factor consider 2 years in window of the number of publications and the citations, whereas site score consider 3 year of 3 years of publication and the 3 years of citations. So site score is the emerging emerging matrix, and a big benefit is this: you can check the site score on the Scopus, and it is available free of cost, or you can say it is available on the public domain. Whereas you, for general impact factor, you have to subscribe the Web of Science. So the site score you can check. I will show you how you can check. If we go on the Scopus, which is free, you have no for this, for the author matrix or for the site score, no subscription is required, and you can check. So click on Scopus, preview Scopus, welcome to Scopus, first link, and here for first time you have to create your account. You have to give your email address and password, then it will create your account. So I have already account, so I will check. I will log in my account. After login, then I can check only. So this is my email, and I have given the password. Now I have login in the Scopus. So now click on the source, and here you can check with the title. You can check now the sources with that subject area, title, publisher, like this. So I am taking the title like this, and Journal of, for example, I am taking the Journal of Dairy Science, and Journal of Dairy Science. Sorry. So Journal of Dairy Science. Now you can see there is a one result, Journal of Dairy Science, and you can check here. This is site score 6.2. It is good site score, and you can check also publisher. This is the SciMago journal rank of 1.483 of the particular journal, and this is also product of elsewhere, and this is SNP. This is SNP. So like this you can check the site score. So it is available in the public domain. And next one is the SciMago journal rank, and for SciMago journal rank, you can also check SciMago journal rank by typing the SciMago in the Google, and you can this is the first link. They click here, and you can put here general rankings, and enter the journal like Journal of Dairy Science. I am taking an example of Journal of Dairy Science, and search. So like this you can check Journal of Dairy Science published from United States, Elsewhere का journal है. This is a Journal of Elsewhere. Like this, and click here. Then you get different subject area of the particular journal, agriculture and biological, like this, and this is H index of SciMago journal rank. This is H index of SciMago journal rank. For SciMago journal rank, you can check here also coral tiles with the different subject area. This is a Q1 in 2019. For genetics is Q2, and this is food science and animal science is Q1, coral tile 1, like this. And you can check the full complete information of that particular journal, and this is also available in the free public domain. So SciMago journals also you can take you can check from the journal rankings. So this is the SciMago journal rank. And another with the snip, I have shown you how we can check in the when we check the site score, then you can check also this one, source normalized impact factor. Next, the Google Scholar. So these three are the databases for the journal matrix, but these two are the you have to subscribe. Your institute have to subscribe these two databases, but Google Scholar is available in the public domain, and you can it gives the H5 index for the this is called Google Scholar Index, and I show you here Google differences between the Google Scholar and these two. The Google Scholar consider much more journals, so it has no any standardized formula for consider the journals whether it should act indexed or not indexed. But Web of Science and Scopus having the some standard for indexing the databases. So it is possible that the journal, particular journal may be indexed in the Web of Science, not in the Scopus, but maybe in the Scopus, not in the Web of Science, or maybe in the Google Scholar, or may not be in the Google Scholar. But more journals are indexed in the Google Scholar, because it has not any standardized method to index the journals in their database. It's a database. Now I show you Google Scholar. If we type in the Google Scholar, and in Google Scholar you can also check that H5 index of the. First of all, you have to create your account, or you have to, if you have after logging in the Google Scholar in your account, then you can see here there are 3 lines. So click on these 3 lines and click on matrix. If you click on matrix, then it will show the list like publication, nature, H5 index is 376. And if you click on the view all, then you can also categorize the publications, like click on the category, they like life science and earth science, and also some after Subcategories you can also classify, like animal behavior and bioinformatics, life science and earth science, like this. Animal behavior and ethology. If you click, then you can check here this is the publication hormones and behavior, and H5 index like this, animal behavior 44 H index. So if the higher the H5 index, then it means it has a good quality according to the Google Scholar matrix. So like this you can check the H5 index in the Google Scholar. Okay. Now general matrix is क्या है? What is the general matrix? The general impact factor. This is first and most widely used general matrix. Most important basis of selection of journals. This is most important basis of selection of journal. If the general impact is high, then it means the journal is having the good quality publications. A journal's impact factor is represented by a digit followed by year and name of impact factor providing agency in brackets. Example, Journal of Dairy Science in 2019 में अगर हम चेक करें, we are checking for impact factor in the 2019, then we will write like this: impact factor colon 5.6. This is general impact factor, and this is the agency. Clarivate Analytics 2020 release of the journal citation report. So the Clarivate Analytics published the general impact factor report in 2020, where in the 2019 the general impact factor is the 5.6. So we get the general impact factor from the general citation report. We get the general impact factor, but is for the previous year. It gives you the general impact factor for the previous year. Most important is it is a dynamic index which changes on the basis of citations and number of publications every year. So it is a dynamic. It changes with the number of citations and the number of publications every year. Every year it changes. For calculation of impact factor, there is a formula, but you have no need to calculate the impact factor, because if you calculate the impact factor, there is no meaning of impact factor, because you have no authenticity of authentic for the calculation of impact factor. It is only the Clarivate Analytics which publishes the general impact factor report. However, the impact factor basic formula is like this. If you want to calculate the impact factor of in the 2020, then you have to see the citations in 2019, total citation of total citations of the articles in 2019 and 2018. If we are calculating the impact factor of 2020, so we take the previous 2 years. Same thing in the published paper in the 2019 and plus published paper in 2018, and divide like this, and then we calculate the impact factor 2020 is 2 on the basis of this calculation. But no need to calculate the impact factor because you have no authenticity. However, if you want to check the impact factor, then you visit the web page of the particular journal, and then you can check the journal matrix there on the web page of the particular journal. You can check their impact factor, then you can check the CITE score of particular journal. You can check SNP like this. Agencies provide or track the impact factor based on databases. These are the agencies. Sometimes back the Thomson Reuters and Journal Citation Report, and then now is the Clarivate Analytics. You can say the Web of Science. So this is the agency which provide the journal impact factor, and the Institute for Scientific Information (ISI) and Scopus also publishes gives you the two or three journal impact factor like Cyanoco Journal and the CiteScore. So these are the agencies, databases. So agencies track the citation of papers based on databases. These databases are Scopus, Web of Science, Google Scholars, and Science Citation Index, and some other databases also. So these are the which consider your citations and on the publications based on the databases which are indexed in these databases. The journals indexed in these databases. Now, CiteScore, it is a product of Elsewhere, Scopus, and it provides with the of the Scopus. Scopus gives the CiteScore. CiteScore of an academic journal is a measure reflecting the yearly number of citations to recent articles published in that journal. So it considered only the journals which are indexed in the Scopus. This journal evaluation metric was launched in December 2016 by Elsewhere as the alternative to the generally used JCR impact factors. Okay, so it was emerged in the 2016 by Elsewhere, and it is alternative to the journal impact factor JCR. CiteScore and JCR impact factor are similar in definition. CiteScore is based on the citations recorded in the Scopus database rather than JCR, and those citations are collected for articles published in the preceding 3 years instead of 2 or 5 years. It considered the preceding 3 years in the CiteScore, but formula is as a general impact factor, which I have shown you in the earlier this one. Now I have already shown you how we can calculate the CiteScore from the Scopus. And this is Cyanoco Journal, and this is a Google Scholar H5 index. We calculate from there. Now the journal metrics on the national level in the agriculture or animal science field and is a nice NAS rating, and another one is the UGC care list, which consider social sciences and humanities, etc. So these are some national level metrics, and this is the NAS score of science journals. You can check the NAS score ratings of these journals, which are in the UGC care list and the NAS score, NAS ratings in the NAS list. If we consider on the UGC list of journals, published a list of 38,563 journals as approved journals. UGC has recently removed 4,305 journals which are questionable for the poor quality, and totally considered journals and announced CARE Consortium for Academic and Research Ethics list of journals with effect from 14/6/2019. Now come to the author matrix. You can check. You can see this is the impact factor of author. Impact of author. Sorry, please. Author matrix. This is impact of authors, and it is based on the two matrix. This is quality and the quantity. So both are required. Quality for the quality of your publications means quality means you are getting the citations, and quantity means number of publications. Now impact factors are the two based on citation and the H index. What is H index? Impact of This is impact of researcher. The H index created by George E. Hisk in 2005 is an attempt to measure the research impact of a scholar. It measures the individual individual research impact of a individual scholar. The H index is based on list of publications ranked in descending order by the number of citations these publications received. So H index is based on the list of publications ranked in the descending order by the number of citations these publications received. The value of H index is equal to the number of paper n in the list that have n or more citations. So H index is equal to number of citations or more, then it is called as H index. I will show you in the example. Before you can calculate your H index, you will need a complete list of publications. So you have to list the complete publications. Then you can check the H index of any author. So what is the basic formula of the H index? Suppose, for example, a scholar having the nine publications, 1, 2, 3, and like this, you write like this, and how many times cited. So write here. So one publication cited 78 times, 2 is 60 times, 3 is 55, and 4 38, 5 20, and 6 10, and 7 cited by 7 times. Mean number of publication must be equal to number of citation and more than citation. Mean one publication must be cited with 1 time or more, 2 must be cited 2 times or more, 3 must be cited 3 times or more, 4 must be 4 times or more. So here equation is correct, query is correct, like 5 is more than 5, 6 is more than 6, 7 is equal to 7 or maybe more than 7. Here 8 having the citation is less than 8 number of publication. So its index of this author is this. So this is the cutoff list, and H index of the author is 7. If this particular publication maybe have the citations much more than 7, maybe 100 and maybe 1000, maybe 100 or maybe 200, but the H index maybe is called the 7, because if this publication 8 have the cited number of citation having 8, then we can say, then the citation then H index can be shift to the 8. So cutoff list becomes this one, but here cutoff list is 7. So I show you how we check. For example, in the Google Scholar, I show you how we can check like this. I am taking a scientist the publications of one scientist of our NDRI, Dr. Sitangshu Mohandev. Then you can check here the H, because H index is 13 here. H index is 13, means if we go to on the 13 publication, number of 13 publication, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. This is 13th publication of that particular author. Here you can check the number of citation 13. That's why this equal to this. So this is called the H index. Number of publication, number of publication in the list, and the number of citation must be equal or more. Here 14 publication having only the 20, 10 10 citations. If it becomes 14, that then the scholar H index becomes 14. So I hope you have got the basic funda. So this one and this one should be equal, number of publication and the number of citations. So this is the cutoff list of this that particular H index. Now H index, you can check H index of the scientist or scholar from the following sources like Scopus database, Web of Science database, and the Google Scholar. I have shown you Google Scholar. In the Google Scholar how you can check, and Web of Science you have to subscription, but in the Scopus database you can check because this is free. In the Scopus you can check. I show you how. Go on author search, and here you give the last name. I am taking the example of my honorable director Dr. M.S. Chauhan. So like author last name Chauhan, Chauhan, and first name is Manmohan Singh, and affiliation is ICAR, National Dairy Research Institute, like this. So this is available free in the public domain, and you can check the H index of author in the Scopus. So click on search. Now you can check there is 2 author results. So you check here Dr. Manmohan Singh Chauhan, Honorable Dr. Manmohan Singh Chauhan. The H index is 25. So it means if H index is 25, that means the 25th publication having the citation 25. So this is the H index, and please note down this one. The H index may be differ in the all databases like Google Scholar, Scopus, and the Web of Science. Why? Because it varies from the database to database. Why? Because maybe some journals may not be indexed in the Scopus, may be not in the Web of Science, or may not be in the Google Scholar, or maybe the journals having journals which are indexed in the Scopus not maybe in the Web of Science or Google Scholar. So it varies from it varies to database. So like this you can check the H index, and if you click on the author name, click on the author name, author name of the particular author, then you can check here the matrix, how many documents by author, citations, and documents per year wise. You can check year wise citations, and 10 recently papers also you can check the particular author. So you can check this one. This is the some in the free version you can check only 10 recently document. So like this H index you can get from these databases. So here I have shown you the screenshot of the Scopus where you can check the author H index. And in the Web of Science you can also check the H index of the particular author. Here you can see here in the screenshot H index is 25. So it provides by the Clarivate Analytics or Web of Science. So like this you can check, but subscription is required in the Web of Science. So Google Scholar, I have shown you best search engine to retrieve academic research literature better than Google. You can upload your profile with publications. If you upload your publications in Google Scholar, you will get more visibility to your publications, which will later on bring you more citation to your papers. Because Google Scholar is available on public domain, so you have not required to any subscription, you have to not pay any subscription fees. So most of the scholars, researchers are used Google Scholar, and you should also make your profile, and you should upload your publications to get the more visibility. And if you get the more visibility, then you can get the more citations. So more citations will help you to build a group of H index. If the number of citations will increase or number of publications will increase, then your H index will also go up. I have shown here H index in the of Honorable Director Dr. Manmohan Singh. This is 31. So in the Google Scholar, you can check that H index to 31, where it was in the Web of Science is 25. So it varies from database to database. Another one is the I10 index, which is also provided by the Google Scholar. So it created by Google Scholar. I10 index is equal to number of publications with at least 10 citations. So if an author is a I10 index is equal to 1, it means its particular publication has at least 10 citations. So I10 index is equal to the number of publications with at least 10 citations. This is very simple measure, is only used by Google Scholar. So this is also, you can check here, this is the I10 index 83. I10 index 83 means 83 publications having the at least citations 10. Okay, at least 10 citations have it is having 10 citations of 83 publications. Now, how to earn more citation to build a strong H index? Publish, because H index is a ongoing and ongoing process, and for the new scholars, it may be H index less H index, but with the passage of time, your H index may be increased with the number of publications and the number of citations. So for H index, to increase the H index, so you can follow these points, like publish only in peer-reviewed journals, and avoid predatory journals. You should avoid the predatory journals, because it always claim the wrong impact factor, etc. And prefer journals with open online access. If you prefer the online access journals, then your visibility may be increased. Upload your publications in Google Scholar, ResearchGate, Crisicos, which is the NARS institutional repository, etc., for visibility. To enhance your visibility or H index, you should follow these points. So I hope this my presentation will be beneficial for you all, and you can check your H index of any particular author, or you can also calculate the impact factor, and you can also check the impact factor on the web pages of the journals also. So thank you students.